Greatness is making the absolute most of the life you've been given. Because this ain't no dress rehearsal, it's showtime. Start living. Wisdom is this special power that we can access to see the unseen, to speak the unspoken, to touch the intangible. When it comes to wisdom, get a second plate. It's what helps us grow from good to great. Have you ever just known? Have you ever just known inside, even if you couldn't put it to words, that there's more for you? I'm not saying that you're complaining about your life. You might even be very happy with it, but you just, for some reason, can still sense that there's something more. Even if you couldn't really explain it or put it into words, it's like if you could just take a screenshot of your heart and then drop that screenshot into ChatGPT, and it might give you a word description back of something like this. You were meant for more. You have untapped potential. You have undiscovered purpose. Your heart is crying out for greatness. What up, everybody? I'm Spence for Hire, and this is the Daily Bar Podcast. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of the Daily Bar community, for subscribing wherever you watch the podcast, or committing to checking in on it every first Friday. But you would have already heard several of the bars that I'm going to drop in this podcast episode today if you follow my social media. So this is a First Friday podcast. Every first Friday of every month, I'll drop a podcast episode. But in the weeks leading up to that, several days throughout the week on my social medias, on my TikTok, on my IG, on my Facebook, I drop a bar. Just one small rhyme of wisdom that could have a big impact on your day. And then on the podcast episode, we go back over some of those bars and break down, extract the wisdom out of them, try to apply them to our lives. So look, you want to make sure that you follow me at Spence_4 HIRE. Greatness is making the absolute most of the life you've been given, because this ain't no dress rehearsal. It's showtime. Start living. Is there a cry in your heart for you to be more, to do more, to pursue dreams that you've been dreaming, to grow into a person that you admire? Is there something telling you that it is just not simply enough for you to survive, but you have to thrive? Are you compelled? Are you called to something great? Great is simply more than good. You might be good right now, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. You might have a good job. Your relationships might be good. You might have a good self-view, and there's not a thing wrong with that. That's good. Good is good. But I'm not asking you, are you good? I'm asking you, is that good enough? Many of us will live a good life, but I'm asking you, is that enough for you? It's totally okay if it is, but if it's not, greatness could be calling you. If it is calling you, and if you don't answer to that call, if you don't respond to that compelling sense for you to do more and to be more, then even the good life that you have could become compromised with complacency, mundanity, and even a decline in satisfaction. So many great people will live a life of decline if they live by default and not by design. Again, there is nothing wrong with a good life. There's nothing wrong with good. The thing about good is that it's finite. Think of good as a consistent plateau, whereas great is a constant pursuit. If good is a destination, then great is a determination. That's what makes it great. There's never an arrival. It only multiplies as you pursue it. Good is maintenance. Great is mastery. For example, if you're a good employee, right, you probably stay off of your boss's radar. And that's good as far as problems go. It's not good as far as progress goes, because there's two people on your boss's radar: problem people and promotion people. You probably do your job and do it well if you're a good employee. And that probably keeps you off the radar as far as problems go. But it doesn't put you on the radar for a promotion or for progress, because great employees will go the extra mile. They intentionally place themselves on the positive side of their boss's radar. If you're a good athlete, you make the team. If you're a great athlete, you make the play. And the greatness is in that moment. It's not that play. No, It's the commitment and the dedication that you've had season after season to be great before and after that moment. If you're a good communicator, people will listen to you. If you're a great communicator, leaders will listen to you. A good communicator will work on speaking. A great communicator will also work on listening. The common denominator in all of these things is that greatness can see that there's more. And great is different for everyone. Now is probably a good time to remind you that it can never be oversaid that you must be yourself, because you will never go any higher but than the way you see yourself. So this takes us into just one of the things that can keep us back from pursuing greatness, from believing that we can be great and striving to be it. One of those things is self-doubt. We will never reach or become any higher but than the way that we see ourselves. And if we see ourselves through the lens of self-doubt, we're going to have a really low self-trajectory, because self-doubt means that we see ourselves as unfit, unqualified, or even unworthy to be great. If we have that self-doubting view of ourselves and somehow we still find ourselves in a place of greatness or headed in that direction, we will never allow ourselves to see it as such, because self-doubt is the foundation for imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is a condition in our mind that leads us to believe that we don't deserve to be where we are. We don't belong where we are. We don't really earn the success that we've earned. We've really just been faking our way through all of our success, and it keeps us living in fear, looking over our shoulder constantly with the fear that at any moment we're going to be exposed for who we really are, and that's somebody who's not worthy, unfit, unqualified, unworthy. No. We're not living like that. We're going from good to great. Even if others would doubt us, no voice is ever going to be louder and have more of an effect on us than the voice that we listen to in our head. And the voice that we listen to can be catastrophic or catalytic. Try to listen to your inner coach more than your inner critic. Now, the fact is that inner critic, that inner voice in your head, it might say things to you that are actually true, but so will your inner coach. Your inner critic is going to use that truth to work against you. Your inner coach is going to use that truth to work for you. Criticizing the true things about us or a distorted truth about us is what is going to lead to self-doubt. But being coached by our inner coach is what is going to lead us to greatness. Like a dull spot that needs polished out, truth will abolish doubt. So here's what I want to do today. I want you to do a truth exercise. So wherever you take notes at, if you use the note app on your phone, open it up. And at the top headline, I want you to put 5 things I appreciate. And here's what you appreciate. I want you to list 5 truths about yourself. 5 of them. And I'm going to give you 3 categories to work from. The other 2 are going to be open and optional for you, but I want to give you 3 just to work in the direction. The first one is I want you to pick a truth about yourself, about something physical about you. What's a physical truth about you that you appreciate? Do you have the best curls? Is your hair an amazing length or a great color? Do you like your height? Do you like your build? Do you like the shape of your toes? I don't care. If you appreciate it about yourself physically, write it down. One of the truths that you write down about yourself needs to be something true about you relationally. Are you kind? Are you thoughtful? Are you a good gift giver? Are you hospitable? Are you affectionate? I don't care what it is. Are you a good listener? Anything that is true about you that you appreciate, that you see working in the relationships that you have with people. One of the categories that I want you to do is professional. Think about your work life or your educational life and write down a truth about you that you appreciate. Do you have a good work ethic? I don't care if you got perfect attendance. Is it a skill that you have? Anything. If it's professional related and it's true, don't stretch the truth. Make it true. If it's true about you, but you appreciate it, write that down. Now, the other 2 out of the 5 can be whatever you want. You can repeat from one of the other categories and add to that list. The other 2 are fair game. You can pick whatever you want. And if you go beyond 5, perfect. You got a nice list of things you appreciate. Great. Don't stop. You ain't got to stop. I just want to prime you with 5. But if you got more than 5, yeah, we're moving in the right direction. That's even better. Write them down. Why is this important? Because when it comes to self-doubt is the foundation for imposter syndrome, believing that we don't have the qualifications or what it takes or even the right to be someone great or to do something great. Self-doubt is the foundation for that. The opposite, truth. Truth abolishes that doubt. And the foundation of truth is a foundation for becoming someone great, doing something great with your life. It's from this foundation of appreciation that you can start to build greatness upon that. You can build accomplishments, build more character, more achievements, a greater quality of life, because there won't be any self-doubt standing in your way, lying to you, telling you that you don't belong among those who are great. That strong sense of self-value, that strong sense of self-quality and your worthiness to be great, it's going to give you a vision of who you can become and how you can get there. Because you can put a destination in your sight right now, but you can't change direction if you don't know where you are right now. Let me share something personal about appreciation in my life. Appreciation is pretty much what has fueled all of my personal ambition. If life is fine just being good, and many people will live a good life, and good is better than bad, or disaster, good is good, but if life is just good as is, then why? Why pursue being great? Why pursue more? And there was a time where I couldn't really answer that. I knew well within my heart that the drive that I had was something good and something healthy. I knew that the intrinsic motivation that I had was right for my life. But until I really took the mental and emotional energy and the time to really think about it and put it into words, there was probably a good bit of self-sabotage going on. I was probably unintentionally inhibiting myself from going hard after my dreams. Until I could answer the question, even just for myself, of why I felt like I needed to try to be great or strive to do something great, I would sometimes, matter of fact, a lot of times, I would stall out with guilt. I felt like maybe I was being selfish or greedy or self-centered because I felt like I needed to do something great with my life. I would spin out of control with overthinking, trying to find the justification for the hunger that I had to do something great. And until I finally paused and really reflected, asked myself the tough questions, I thought, I prayed, I learned, I studied, I was able to come not only to an answer, but to a personal mantra that I have about this. And before I share it, I'll just preface that this expression of it is pretty closely tied to my faith, but I do believe that anyone can appreciate it. And it's this: the highest appreciation that I can show to God for my existence is to go the furthest, be the fullest, and most faithful version of myself at any point in my life. One more time. The highest way that I can show appreciation to God for my existence is to go the furthest, be the fullest, and most faithful version of myself at any time in my life. In other words, for me, there's no greater thank you than to be great. I appreciate my life. I appreciate all that I have, all that I've earned, all that I've been given, and all that I get to share. And that appreciation fuels me to want to do the most that I can with it, the best that I can with it, and to do more. That's my definition of great. This is why I wanted you to list 5 things that you appreciate about yourself. Appreciation is the foundation for greatness. I appreciate Lewis Howes in his book, The Greatness Mindset. That's where many of the bars from the past month and in the podcast came from today. So big shout out to him in the book. It's a great book. There's lots of exercises in there, just like the one we did today, writing down 5 truths that you appreciate about yourself. So as always, I put the Audible link in the podcast description, and I always recommend Audible. That's what's in my AirPods most of the time, is an Audible book. It's a great way to take in wisdom, so I'm always going to recommend that to you guys. Get Audible, listen to it there. I really, really appreciate his book, The Greatness Mindset. You're going to appreciate it too. Today or over the weekend, as you make the list of 5 truths about yourself that you appreciate, I truly hope that you take the time to really appreciate who you are and look at the foundation that you have. And look, even if you're looking over this list, maybe it's hard for you. Maybe you're only able to put 3 or 4. I hope that's not the case. I hope that you can see more, but even so, even if you go more than that and you happen to look at that list and you just still feel like this isn't enough, it's not enough to be great. Listen, remember this. Even if you aren't everything you need to be for success right now, you are more than enough to get started. So get up and get dressed right now. Happy Friday, and thank you for being a part of the Daily Bar community and joining us today for this episode. Remember, if you vibing with the podcast, please give it a like, give it a review. That helps more people find it and find this wisdom. That's what this podcast is all about, wisdom. Wisdom helps us set that high bar. And the Daily Bar is going to help you set a high bar in your mind and keep it there with a rhyme. All right? Remember to follow me, Spence_4 HIRE. I'm going to see y'all in October. For more content, original music, and speaking and coaching services, hit me up at my website, spence4h.com.